Employers will often attempt to deceive their employees into believing that they're not due overtime compensation when working more than 40 hours in a week. Now, other employers simply misunderstand the laws regarding overtime pay and are not properly compensating their employees. Here at the Trial Professionals, we can help you determine whether you're due overtime compensation, and our consultation is always free. One of the most common scams is where employers provide employees with certain job titles in an effort to make them appear to be exempt from overtime pay requirements. We know the truth, though. Exemptions for overtime pay are based on an employee's actual job duties, not the title provided by their employer. Additionally, employers often label employees as salaried employees rather than hourly employees, believing that this somehow automatically exempts the employee from overtime compensation. Being paid a salary rather than at an hourly rate, however, does not automatically exempt an employee from overtime compensation. Another tactic, and I've seen it happen all too often, is an employer will try to avoid overtime pay liability by requiring employees to perform small tasks off the clock. And these activities are usually performed during lunch or immediately after clocking out on the drive home or after hours. Oftentimes, these tasks are short enough in duration that the employees don't think twice about performing the extra work. But over the course of a work week, however, the time spent on these seemingly trivial duties can accumulate. If the extra time spent on performing these duties results in an employee exceeding 40 hours in a work week, that employee is entitled to overtime compensation. Whether intentionally or by mistake, employers also frequently improperly calculate overtime pay. Employees are commonly paid on a bi-weekly basis. Overtime compensation, however, is calculated on a work week basis. If you work 50 hours one week and 30 hours the next week, you're entitled to 10 hours of overtime pay. And your employer should average your hours at 40 hours a week. Similarly, many employers offer comp time or time off at a later date for hours that an employee works more than 40 hours in a week. Comp time in lieu of overtime pay is generally not permitted, and you're likely due the extra pay for hours worked beyond 40 in a certain week. If you have questions about your overtime claim, call us at 1-800-TRIAL-PRO.